What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Everyone Loves Wrestling, brought to you by the Spandex StandUps podcast. Today, we're very excited to welcome the very funny Marianna Barksdale.
And the crowd goes crazy.
I wanted to do
Oh my God! Oh my God!
That is like me on stage, though. Oh my God!
That's what's going on on your insides.
Yes. Whenever I'm crushing it on stage, I hear Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler like, "Oh my God! Stone Cold! Stone Cold!"
Oh, I love Stone Cold.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You've been on the show. Mm-hmm. You're on our weekly roundup often.
Mm-hmm. Lucky for me.
Yeah, I mean, you love wrestling, but you also love lots of other things. But today we're talking about wrestling. So I want to first start by asking, what about today's product? Right? There's so much entertainment out there. Mm-hmm. And what is it about what's going on today that's got you tuning in and driving over here during rush hour traffic to hang out with us in this killer studio, by the way, to talk about it, talk about wrestling?
I mean, the magic of it, getting swept up in the magic every week, it's like a theater production with people who are in very good shape. It's almost like watching dancing. I like it because it reminds me of a lot of different things that I like. Dancing, costumes, choreography, working out, powerlifting. It's all like together for me. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Would you put it out like that? Like this was made for you.
I know.
Pro wrestling was created for all of your interests. That's awesome.
I know. So this is why when like women are like, "Oh, I don't watch wrestling," I'm like, "Trust me, you have plenty of reasons to watch wrestling."
That's how my mom was. My mom was like, "Why do you watch wrestling?" And then
like,
some dude walked out and like oiled up, and she's like, "Okay, all right. I mean, who am I to judge? You know."
I feel like Roman Reigns has gotten the girlies back into wrestling.
Randy Orton,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My mom's a big Randy Orton.
Mary Alice
observer.
thinks CM Punk is very hot. Every time he's on the
Really?
screen, she's
She
like,
likes
"God,
El
he's
Chicago,
so hot."
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's like part of it. I mean, I've told you like Drew McIntyre is like a guy out of one of those romantasy novels,
Yeah.
but so is Roman Reigns.
Yeah, yeah.
like it's like they can't
Especially
even
with his
help
new
it.
teeth, you know.
What?
Especially with his new teeth, you know.
Oh yeah, I
Those
know. His teeth are
chompers.
great. They're glow in the dark.
Yeah.
I love when someone glows up and you can tell they get new. You're like, they got new teeth.
Oh, I'm just like, good for you. I'm glad you have the balls to do that because, like, you know,
Yeah, it doesn't seem
changing, people
fun.
notice.
Right.
What's your earliest memory of like being exposed to wrestling?
My dad was a wrestler.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually had forgotten that the last time when I was here. My dad he wasn't like this kind of wrestling, like fun wrestling. He was like state champion wrestling.
He was that lame wrestling.
Yeah, he was-
real like
real.
like sports wrestling.
Real.
Yeah, he was like wearing like the singlet, you know. But he was a state champion wrestler in his weight class, and so you know my brothers would be wrestling when we were children, just like around the house. And I watched wrestling as a kid, and I told you the Kevin Nash Goldberg. That pay-per-view Starrcade was like my first.
The taser.
I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. And so then I was watching like Monday Night Nitro, you know, forever.
I was such a WCW. Were you WCW over WWF back then?
Yeah, because at the time, I don't think WWF would have translated to my mind as like a young
That's fair.
girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Nitro Girls and just like the sting of it all.
Yeah.
They had the cruiserweights like Hoofitude.
It's just a
and-
better
Oh, I
product.
love
You know, like if you're
Hoofitude.
new to wrestling, WCW really was checking all those boxes that WWF hadn't in a long time. You know, and WCW doing so well really got WWF back in line and back. You know, like it sucked for a while when they bought WCW and they didn't have any competition, but WCW was it, man. When Monday Nitro was on top of their game. Nothing better to watch.
Yeah, so fun.
Did you see Ready to Rumble?
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually watched it the other day.
Such a good.
What's it
I know
on?
it's so bad.
Where
but it's
can
so
you find
good.
it? Where
I
did you
feel
find
like
it?
I downloaded Tubi or something.
Okay.
Oh, I can see it being on
Yeah,
TV.
it's got- yeah.
I went out of my way to
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
it.
How
I-
good is that movie?
It's so good.
People trashed that movie for
love
many
that
years,
movie.
but
It's amazing.
that was one of the first things that was one of my first like exposures to wrestling. I loved TBS, you know, and watching Full House and Home Improvement,
Braves games.
in Braves games, and they would have Nitro commercials. And being from Atlanta, they were promoting Goldberg a bunch. So everybody would be like, "Oh, Bill Goldberg's a wrestler," so you'd hear the rumblings. And then I saw Ready to Rumble, which was just like taking what I was seeing
Probably just on
further.
a Saturday on TBS.
And gosh, I loved it.
Yeah, I love that you can see Rey Mysterio's face in Ready to Rumble, which I didn't realize.
Dirty
as a
Dogs.
kid. And when he's wrestling, his face is.
It was in
exposed.
his face. It was his face when he was wrestling without a mask.
Yeah.
When he was with Hoovy and the Dirty Dogs.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Go back
isn't
and
that
check out
crazy?
WCW Dirty
Go watch
Dogs. He
it
wrestled.
again.
He wrestled without a mask for a while.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah, man. The only thing bad that came up it was David Arquette thinking he could be a legit wrestler.
Have you seen the
Yeah.
movie You Can't Kill David Arquette?
No, I would like to see that movie.
So that's basically Ready to Rumble 2.
Yeah.
Shit got real, kind of, is what
Okay.
that is. But it's him. It's him basically. It's David Arquette basically saying that after doing that movie, his career tanked because he got so involved in wrestling that no one in Hollywood wanted to touch him. Wrestling fans were so mad at him for winning the title that he had lost all of the support that he had even garnered in wrestling. So he went on a journey to prove that he was like committed to the craft, and he almost died.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
wild. You should watch.
the-
In Deathmatch, he gets.
Do you know Nick Cage?
Yes.
So he was stupid enough to challenge Nick Cage to a death match and almost died.
yeah.
That's depressing.
Wild.
I'm
Have
gonna
you
watch
watched-
that.
Have you watched Dark Side of the Ring? Nick Cage's.
Oh,
Where he got the tube in the lung and almost died. He wanted
No.
to finish them.
I would
So this
remember
fool
that.
was out. So they did this death match tournament. GCW would every year, and it's out in this cornfield in the middle of nowhere. And Nick Cage, while filming this documentary, or they might have just got this footage after the fact, but took a light tube to the chest and it collapsed his lung. And the footage of him getting pissed off when they told him he was getting airlifted out of there and not finishing the match is ridiculous. Like, this dude is so mad. He's like, can barely breathe. And he's like, I'm going back out there. They're like, no, you're not. He's like, yeah, I am. You're like, you're dying. You
Yeah.
are dying in
Oh
front of
my
us,
God.
and you want to finish the match. So, and that's who David Arquette was like, yeah, I'll fight that guy.
So who's your favorite? Who was your favorite wrestler growing up? Like who are you rooting
Your
for?
first favorite.
Yeah,
This shows you how dumb kids are. Goldberg.
me too.
I was about to say,
too.
you got a fellow Goldie.
I mean, he was the best. I mean, he was such a monster. He
I
was.
He
I
stole
saw right
someone's
through
song.
it. I saw right through it. I saw that they were trying to make us like him, and I was like, no.
Well, at the time, he was like Brock Lesnar, but like all the wrestlers were like trying to tame him.
Yeah.
They never tried to tame Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
But they tried to tame Goldberg, and you couldn't. And
Yeah.
for the fact that folks were trying to tame him, you sided with Goldberg.
He was just anti NWO, and not in the cool way like Sting. So I couldn't be on board.
Yeah. No, you see, you were a cool kid. I was
Yeah.
like a nerd. I was like, this guy's great.
I was like, this guy's a Jew from Atlanta like me.
I was a cool kid that didn't realize he was a cool kid till way later. Like, I hung out with cool kids and they accepted me, but I was just a dork and undercover. It was so nice. I'd fooled so many people. It was great. I feel like I still fool people as an adult.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever fooled with me.
I loved the NWO. Goldberg was just that, like, nah.
Get it. That's smart. I mean, I didn't realize he was actually hurting people.
I didn't know that either.
I had no idea. I
The
was
things
just
you
like,
find
"Why
out
did
later
I
on.
he won in
assumed,
30 seconds.
I will
no
say,
one
like-
wanted to fight him.
When I first started to rewatch wrestling in like 2003, Goldberg was on Raw hurting people. Like, and I should, and that's honestly one of the reasons why I got into it, because I couldn't tell whether it was fake or not. Because I would
No,
watch
he's really messing
I would
around.
watch a Goldberg match and he would just leave the guy broken, and I would just be like, I'd be like, there's no. I'm like, I know, like, I've seen Ready to Rumble, right? Wrestling's not fake. Like, it's fake.
Yeah.
That's the joke they're making. Like, I've seen Ready to Rumble, but like,
It's choreographed.
but this dude looks like he is going to need some time off after this.
I personally couldn't get on board with Goldberg because he stole Gilbert's
Music.
His entire, character. That was messed
Oh,
up.
well, he stole somebody else's music.
I was just playing. Gilbert was a ripoff.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I did not get see.
Did he
didn't
take
get
so?
it.
It is. We were
Yeah.
talking about the Street Profits music, which we were so thankful they changed. Was Bianca Belair's first like little girl group, like faction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, whose music was Goldberg? Do you
I
remember?
can't remember who it was. He wasn't a big enough star, but we started rewatching WCW like Nitro from the beginning, like last fall, and we just started really early, so we saw like the progression of it just being bad and then being great.
Yeah,
so
it
it's
was
like
so
a really
bad that-
fun transition.
Yeah.
and then when it gets bad again, and then we
Right.
started watching WWF. So
It is fun to see what they cycle music, like the Patriot, Dale
Yeah.
Wilkes. His music was Kurt Angle's. That dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
Oh
That
my
was the
God.
Patriots music for a little
one
bit.
day when my husband was like in his office, he was just playing that song over and over again on a loop, and I was like, "What are
You
you trying to
suck.
get pumped up for?
You suck.
I entered my bar mitzvah to that song.
Really?"
That's
amazing.
And like my friend, because I was into wrestling at the time, and my friends that were in the know all yelled, "You suck!" And my mom and grandma were like, "Why are they doing that? It's his bar mitzvah."
No,
Like it's part of the joke, Mom.
Yeah.
If I was your mom, I'd
Should
be
have known.
crying.
Should have known I was going to be a comedian.
I would have come out to H Sexy Boy by Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, like I put that
Very
on
amazing.
myself,
Yeah, that's a good one.
So did you ever take a break? Did you ever fall out
Yeah.
and not watch for a while? What year was that?
Oh, I don't know what year it was. Probably when I went to college, honestly. Maybe high school or college. And then took a long break.
High school and college will do that to you.
Yeah.
Did it for me. Yeah, I
No
fell
time for
out.
wrestling
Yeah,
during that
no.
time.
Just too much stuff to do.
Too much
much
life,
stuff
you
going
know.
You got to get into college for all of high school. And then in college, you have to do college so you don't get kicked out of college.
Yeah.
You don't have time to just watch TV.
No, I would just have the same thing on over and over.
I mean, I
for 4
did. That's why I
years.
probably didn't do it too well, you know.
But I got out of college in 2 years, so I'm like, I squished it all.
How'd you do that?
I took a bunch of classes before I left high school, and then in the summer school at my college.
Did it the right way.
Did the-
And
I'm
then
over
I,
here
like-
watching wrestling, you
And
know.
then I squished in all my credits. No, it was bad. It's not. Shouldn't not have done that. Don't do that if you are listening to this.
So when did you get back into it? What year?
Last year, honestly,
year.
yeah. It's. I started watching Glow a few years ago, which kind of got me back into
Glow's
like
a great
women's
show.
wrestling. And I was thinking, I was like, I wish that this was like more of a thing here. And then I started watching the Iron Claw, and we just started going back, and we started with Nitro, and then we've kind of like gone through all of Nitro, and we were working our way through WW, like all of it.
Have you seen The Wrestler?
Yes, the wrestler's amazing.
So how
a
would
good
you?
movie.
How would you rank these movies?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
The Wrestler. Iron Claw.
Ooh,
Um,
Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble, of
Oh my
course.
God, that's
And then
awesome.
we'll put.
What's another wrestling movie?
I mean, they just came out.
Queen
with
of the Ring. I
Ah,
saw
okay.
that before it
Yeah,
was out in
I've seen it.
So
theaters.
Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, I saw that with at the Q&A at Green Hills.
So how would you rank those movies from best to, or no, from your favorite? To least
okay.
favorite?
You know, Queen of the Ring might be my favorite.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I haven't
it's
seen
a
it yet.
Really good feel-good movie. I watched it with Mick Foley in front of me, which is crazy because he was there for the Q&A. Sorry.
That's
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 very
awesome.
cool.
That's fantastic. What do you mean? Sorry.
And
Please
then,
tell us
those
more.
are the fun facts
Tell us
we
more.
need on Everyone Loves Wrestling.
Yeah, well, the girl that I was in the music video for Lainey Gardner, she did part of the
Freya the Slayer.
Yeah, Freya the Slayer. Oh my gosh, she's my friend now.
She was on The Wrestlers
Well-
on Netflix.
I'm trying to convince. I want her to be my friend.
I'm sure she's your
she's
friend.
watching- if
She
you're
picked
watching
you up
this.
and slammed you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
I'm
her
trying to. I want to be like actually your friend, not like some fan.
She doesn't want it to
even
be
though-
casual. She wants it to be
She wants
more serious.
To not to see other people,
what,
but
what
with
would
you.
that look like to have
What?
this friendship? Like, what would y'all do to be like real? What,
I don't know.
Ideal.
What would we do? We could go to like crafting places and craft things together.
Maybe go see some wrestling together.
Yeah, I've seen her wrestle though. I went to
She
her,
might not
'cause
want
she's
to
in
do that on
Nashville
her
a
day
lot.
off. You know, she might want to go to arts and crafts.
That's true.
Yeah,
She might want us to come to a comedy show.
thinking of like a real friendship. I was about to say Queen of the Ring, Iron Claw, The Wrestler. So 1, 2, 3.
And then Ready to Rumble 4.
Yeah, but that's just because like it didn't get.
I mean, Ready to Rumble's like tied number one, right?
I know.
Bill? I mean, in
Okay.
terms of-
Queen of the Ring, Ready to Rumble number 1.
It's gotta be.
1A, 1B. Okay.
It's gotta be. So, what got you back into it? Tell us. I mean, what story was it? I mean, what promo was it? What move was it? What'd you see that you were like,
What were you like? I'm back, baby. Hook, line, and sinker.
What got me into it before? Honestly, Nitro just got me re-excited about like watching the same people. So I got back into it with the old characters.
The old guys. None of them are alive anymore.
It's a play. Yeah, I know. And then I realized everybody I loved is dead, and they died. Like horribly. And so like Razor Ramon was my favorite for a long time.
R.I.P.
His documentary made me cry.
It's brutal. I love Scott Hall. That's my dude.
And Dark Side of the Moon, or not Dark Side of the Moon, Dark Side of the Ring. That's just like depressing.
But it's got some golden nuggets in there too.
awesome.
Though, like I rewatched last week. I watched the Macho Man Miss Elizabeth one.
Yeah.
And Scott Hall got interviewed for that one, and it's just Scott Hall being Scott Hall, and he's like, Macho Man says some stupid pickup line, and Scott Hall's like, I'm just looking at Liz like, that's what did it for you? That? And I'm just like, oh, Scott Hall, I miss you so much, buddy.
I know.
But then he also was like, I mean, I would have, if I was a chick, I'd have sex with Randy.
That's also Scott Hall. That's another reason I loved him, because he was so good at the promos because it was so natural.
Well, they had to teach Hogan how to be cool. Like that, it's
They
been
did not have to
widely
teach Scott Hall.
documented that Nash and Hall had to teach Hogan how to, because Hogan was just that promo machine. Like, what you gonna do, brother? And Hall and Nash had to be like, bro, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
yeah, Hogan ain't never been cool, really.
No, they tried,
No.
and he still has that about him. You know,
No, he's not. I mean, I don't know when. I've never gone through a Hogan phase, honestly. I don't understand who was there for him.
the kiddos.
Yeah, I guess
the
children.
kiddos for
That
sure.
makes sense for a different generation.
Yeah, and then Vince McMahon would bring him back for all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's when I stopped.
Well, it was
like it was like
nostalgia,
2005, 2006 when like they were doing Shawn Michaels versus Hogan at SummerSlam. I'm like,
It would have been cool 20 years ago, bro.
why?
Yeah.
Made no sense.
Oh my God, and Macho Man too. Wow. Macho Man would be my favorite past wrestler now, just in general, because I don't know. How can you not?
That's my guy, man.
He's the best.
Big Macho Man fan.
Just like a great person. Like spend his off days with children, inspiring them.
Macho.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a dark side to him, though, right?
He did. I mean, it was mostly Liz related.
I actually ran into him at a children's hospital once.
What?
He loved the kids.
He was
though.
signing autographs.
Yeah,
That's
see?
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh my God, I would have started crying.
Yeah.
He would have been like, "This, I'm going to break character now."
I remember because he was in Ready to Rumble. He kicked it off.
Yeah.
You know, he's
Yeah.
I'm Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah, it was fun. So you're back into it now.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you love? Who's your go-to? Like they come on the screen and you're like, I'm glued.
Rhea Ripley.
Into Rhea Ripley. What's it about Rhea Ripley? Have you seen her before pictures when she was
Just a cute little Aussie teen.
just a blonde? You know,
Yeah.
just like a.
Well, like when she takes off her makeup, I feel like you see glimpses of that, you know? Because like that makeup is hard to take off.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all realize
No,
that,
I
like
don't.
how difficult.
I mean, the
this
only
stuff
makeup
is.
I've ever had to take off was clown makeup. I was a clown for a little bit.
That would be equally as hard to take off, honestly. But yeah, everything she wears, like the makeup is incredible. I recently, like, I was obsessed with Liv for a while and Bianca, and now I've kind of kicked off this new Rhea phase because I don't know what it is about her in the new promos where she's like wearing skinny jeans and like a bustier and like she's like, "Oi!" you know, just running up like as herself and just kind of getting in the middle of everything. She's just like she's who I want to be in life. I want to be like that more.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I feel like it's helping me with my self-esteem to watch her like.
Well, I mean, that's a big part of pro wrestling is you see a character that you know you can't be, but you relate to. You know, like that's why Stone Cold will always be one of the top guys because he got to beat up his boss.
Yeah.
You know, like we lived through that. Like that's the pro wrestling. You know, like that's why, you know, in the 90s, you know, the pretty boys. You know, like all the guys sitting there eating popcorn, like I want to look like that. You know, like that. The pretty boys were the faces. So you got to be inspired. Like that's the whole point of
That
all
is the
this
whole
is to
point.
be hyped.
Yeah.
and to be inspired by one of these. Like you were talking about women's wrestling earlier. Do you ever watch WoW? Women of Wrestling?
No, that's one I haven't gotten into yet. But
They
I'd love
literally
to.
call the faces superheroes.
I know you told me that.
So I
love
just
that.
say like it's cool to see the little girls in the front rows look like they're inspired by the wrestling's not good. Don't go into it thinking your life's going to be changed with the wrestling because they say they rehearse to death, but I don't see it. But it is cool that like that's the part that we all love in wrestling is picking that person and being like, I want to be a better person because of that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's the storytelling aspect too. I mean, there's so many layers, and it's like that's why when I see kids at wrestling, I'm like, awesome. I understand there's the violence component where it's like, yeah, I don't know at what age you expose, kids to wrestling. Hopefully, at the age where they can understand.
The earlier the better, really.
I agree, but like that, understand that this is a story. They're actors. They're athletes. But the thing that like you can teach them through wrestling is like, hey, there's stories here. There's a lot that you can learn in these characters. Talking about Rhea Ripley, if we want to take this like John Cena, Cody Rhodes promo where John Cena's saying, hey, Cody Rhodes, you don't know who you are, right? It's like. I mean, I don't know. He said that to Cody Rhodes. I felt like he said it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
and like there's so much that can kind of get said, and there's at all ages. I think the stories that are told through wrestling, and then seeing that it's conflict resolution that doesn't end in someone dying and people. You know what I mean?
I mean, they've come close.
Conflict resolution. That is it. That is why I like wrestling.
Yeah.
You just tied that up in a bow for me. This is why I should go back to therapy because this is what my therapist used to do.
You just watch more wrestling and come talk to us about it. That's your therapy.
It has kind of replaced therapy for me, honestly.
I think that's why so many people were so satisfied with the end of WrestleMania 40 was because it was truly the first time in wrestling in a very, very long time that we had gotten any real taste of resolution of conflict.
So there's something to be said about if you're go home happy or go home on a cliffhanger type person. Like, do you
I'm
want
not
the
saying
nice
always-
bow tie with the suit, the face wins and goes home, or are you the fresh heel turn and you're left with the why?
Yeah, how do you want a show to end?
Oh my God, I hate the cliffhangers, honestly. Like, you're going to do more promos. I know there's more story coming. I want to go to sleep tonight.
Find out next week.
I know. I hate cliffhangers. I don't like it.
Yeah, I love tell me why I'm tuning in next week.
Oh, yeah. I'm just like, tie this one up with a bow, and I'm going to go to sleep. And then in the night, what's going to happen?
And then WCW is to blame for that.
I know.
Because back in the 90s, every Nitro ended on a, what?
Yeah.
What?
You don't even know it's ending.
Yeah, you just hear Tony Schiavone. We gotta go, folks.
Yeah, I never knew that episodes were over. It's just like, what? What? It's over? The music's coming on?
Sting comes dropping down, like, oh, they didn't time that one right.
Oh, I love when it's be like, oh my, Sting came all the way here for 2 seconds of airtime in this to jump out of a helicopter.
I love when he didn't even drop down. They just showed him in the rafters, and they're like, that's all he did tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like, okay, that's why I don't know if he was one of the ones that never saw his kids, but yeah, it's funny when you watch all the documentaries later and you're like, oh, yeah.
Well, they
It
got
was
two
messy out
parents. They
here.
got two families: the ones that don't talk to them, and then the ones that they're doing a better job at.
And then the new kids.
Yeah, that's
I know,
why
it's so sad.
That's why Cody and Dustin Rhodes had a little weird. Dustin was the family he didn't take care of. Cody was the family he took care of.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair,
Yeah.
had Rick around.
Yeah, David
Cold.
did not.
Yeah. Well, actually, Charlotte didn't really have him around either.
Nah, I mean, I don't think any of Rick's kids.
I don't think
I don't think Rick had the feel good family story.
I don't
No,
think
we've all
Rick-
seen the 30 for 30.
Yeah.
He should have died a
no.
couple years
We've
ago.
all seen all the documentaries that he's made about himself.
So the plane ride from hell, yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
So what do you want to see? What do you want to see in wrestling? Like you dream match, future. Like you're a fan, you're locked in now. Like what are you craving? Like for me, I'm still craving this Rock versus Roman match. I need to see it. I want to see it. We all need that story to be told.
I'm craving better tag team wrestling. You know,
Yeah.
we all need that thing. We just need a little bit better.
Yeah, what are you craving to see? Is it a match or a specific just, you could say more anything.
Rhea Ripley.
It just like honestly, if Rhea Ripley if it could just be Thursday night Ripley, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
No, that would be amazing. If we could just have a whole day that's just dedicated to Rhea, that would be cool. But honestly, I just love what they're doing with the women's like wrestling right now. It's what keeps me tuned in. I feel like they're so developed, all of the women wrestlers, but maybe it is just because I identify with so much with each one of them, and that girl fights make more sense in your head. When men are bickering, I'm like, they don't do this in person.
I love trying to look at the wrestling like if that was a legit workplace from like an HR lens.
Yeah.
Just being like, that has to be a nightmare place to walk into every day.
Yeah, especially when it's like you're saying things like you're just so harsh to each other.
Yeah, dude. Like, so can you imagine if Cena and Cody
went
were
to
legit co-workers where you're like, did you hear what he said to me?
Can you imagine the WWE's like HR department?
That has to be.
Do they have one? They have to.
Well, I mean,
Well,
they
not,
definitely,
not,
they definitely
they
got
do
one
now that Vince is gone.
Yeah, they do. They do now. They do.
They
now.
didn't.
Good
back
point.
So yeah,
They did. It was Vince McMahon. That was the HR department.
But yeah, the women's division is unbelievable. I mean, really, headliners after headliners, and sometimes a Monday Night Raw will be, the first two matches will be women's matches.
We had
then there'll be
this Raw was a
women's
headliner.
match. I mean, it's just, I just love that it's like, like it's you don't blink anymore if it's a women's match that's kind of headlining the show. You're like. I remember there really was a time, during the women's evolution where, gosh, the women's division was the only thing to get excited about.
Those Sasha Banks, Charlotte, like record-breaking matches were the best thing going on.
Yeah. Well, they remind me of the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
And they're flipping around and they do more tricks and things.
They had so much more to prove, like they legit were that, because you could see it in those early Charlotte, Becky, Sasha matches where they're like, they trusted us with this. I don't care if we both leave on a stretcher. We're delivering a 5-star match.
Yeah, they go all in. And it's really impressive and it's very inspiring.
We talked about some of your current favorites. Who are some of your current ones you just despise? Where you're like, I hope they never see TV ever again. Or if it's fun to hate them. Or if you're like, I love them being on TV and I just hate their guts.
Does nothing for you.
Oh, there's a lot. There's actually a lot of them that don't do anything for me, honestly. I mean, I don't like John Cena.
Whoa.
I know.
I mean, the man right there. Say what you got to say to the man right there. I mean, he's the doctor of thugonomics. We got
I
to.
know.
Staring a hole in your face, right?
Amazing. You know what it is, though? It's not even about John Cena. It's totally his outfit.
Yeah.
The jorts.
It's the jorts.
It's the jorts, that's fair.
Why does he not change the jorts? He could just wear different jorts. He could wear tighter jorts. He could wear jorts made of other materials.
But it's the jorts. It's a dad jorts.
It's just chain gang behavior.
It's just jorts, man.
It's just jorts.
Yeah.
Let's throw some people at you, and you give us
CM Punk.
and you give
not
us
interested.
Not interested in Cena or CM Punk. We'll throw out some people, and you give us a yay or a nay.
Yes, I can do this.
Yay or nay.
LA Knight.
Oh, nay.
Finn Balor.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Got those abs.
Sami Zayn.
Nay. I know. I'm sorry.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yay.
Okay.
Yes. Lives partner.
Kevin Owens.
Oh, again, nay. I know.
Dakota Kai.
Nay.
Lyra Valkyria.
Yay. I love Lyra.
He ain't into Lyra Valkyria.
Nia Jax.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
I really love Nia.
Andrade.
Nay.
Nay. Carmelo Hayes.
Nay.
Oh, okay.
Cody Rhodes.
Yay.
Okay.
I love Cody. Sorry, I am.
Drew McIntyre.
Yay. I love Drew McIntyre.
Seth Rollins.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
Is he trying to be a guy from the They Might Be in Shadows? What is that vampire show?
In the shadows.
We hide in the
What we do in the shadows.
What we do in the shadows.
Is he trying to be a vampire?
I think he just goes to these secondhand stores and buys the most ridiculous outfits.
I think he's trying to be a vampire.
I think he's just I think his whole gimmick is
It literally it's an ode to the old school guys where all you had to do to get heat was be flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a nod to that, but people love him for
very
it.
Jokerish.
Yeah.
I want to ask
Riddler
him.
looks like the Riddler.
Yeah.
I feel like he's very much going for like a vampire, like high fashion vampire. That's
okay
what I
with that.
see when he comes out. And
He's gonna be going for Heyman guy before too long.
I was wondering about that. I feel like he
I
might.
bet you- I'm saying, man.
That would work.
That would work.
A lot of people online are agreeing with me.
Yeah, they are agreeing
I said it in a while. I'm just glad I got it on tape. I said it long ago.
Any parting thoughts you got for us about wrestling?
No, I'm just really happy it exists.
Yeah. What
Before
comes
you
up for
before
you?
you head out, 2 people that could just feud forever. Like you don't matter how many times they put them together, you could watch it all day.
Oh man, that'll take forever. Oh well, I was supposed to say Scott Hall and anyone.
Larry
Scott Hall, here,
Zbyszko.
pick one person. Scott Hall's got to go at it for the rest of his life.
Macho Man.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
That would be honestly.
That actually is amazing.
I could see the two of them just brawling
That's what they're
Brawling
doing
up
in
in
heaven.
to
Right now,
eternity,
bro.
That's what they're doing.
all the way. in
Elbow
Gorilla to
drop
the
after
backstage.
Razor's Edge.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. Oh, I like that. Man. Yeah, the warm fuzzies from wrestling.
Yeah. Well, where can folks find you in the stuff that you're up to?
Instagram, my handle is it's Marianna. That's how you say it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just every time I see it, I think of I Real Monsters.
That's what it is from.
okay,
Yeah, it
perfect.
used to be it's Marianna Real Monsters.
Okay, perfect. I
It's
Real
not
Monsters.
anymore.
Well, we so appreciate you coming
Yes,
on
thank you so
and
much.
being here every time you're here.
Yes.
This will not be the last time
No.
I hope.
that we see you here in the Spandex
No.
stand-up studio.
Welcome anytime.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. This has been another episode of Everyone Loves Wrestling. Thanks for joining.